Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to tackle a really modern problem, our relationship with our smartphones, but we're going to look at it through the lens of a super ancient philosophy. Let's see if a 2,000-year-old way of thinking can help us out in this crazy digital world. Okay, let's kick things off with a question that might hit a little too close to home. I want you to be totally honest with yourself. Do you take your phone with you everywhere? I mean, literally everywhere, even into the shower? Look, if you even paused for a second there, or if your answer was a sheepish yes, you are definitely not alone, and that right there is a perfect example of what we're talking about today, digital distraction. It's this constant, almost compulsive urge to be plugged in, to check, to scroll. And this isn't just some quirky little habit we've picked up. It has become a full-blown crisis of our attention. We're living in this constant storm of buzzes, dings, and notifications that just yank us right out of the present moment. But here's the crazy part. This feeling, it's not new. At all. The Roman Stoic philosopher, Seneca, he described it perfectly thousands of years ago. He said, it's not a love of being busy, it's the restlessness of a hunted mind. A mind that's always being chased, never really at peace. Does that sound at all familiar? And let's be crystal clear about something. This is not an accident. Our technology is deliberately engineered by some of the smartest people on Earth to be addictive. Social media apps literally use the same psychological tricks as a casino slot machine to keep you swiping. Their algorithms are designed to find the most outrageous stuff to feed you, to keep you hooked. And all those notifications? That's a non-stop drip feed for your brain's reward center. It's all designed to harvest your attention, because your attention is the product they're selling. Yeah, it can feel pretty overwhelming, right? But what if the solution isn't some new digital detox app or a fancier phone? What if the answer is an ancient philosophy that's been helping people find calm and focus for centuries? So let's talk about Stoicism. Okay, first things first, we've got to clear up a huge misconception. When you hear Stoic, you probably think of someone who's totally emotionless, like a robot. That's not it at all. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about using your reason to manage the destructive ones. It's not about passively accepting your fate. It's about focusing all your energy on the things you can actually control. And this right here, this quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, man, it is the absolute core of the whole philosophy. It's not the thing itself, the mean comment online, the bad news, that notification, that upsets us. It's our judgment about it. That's our superpower right there. All right, that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually use this stuff in our day-to-day digital lives? Let's dive into 3 really practical strategies that come straight from the Stoic playbook. Okay, principle number 1. The Stoics were absolutely obsessed with time. They saw it as our most precious, non-renewable resource. Seriously, they'd be horrified to see how easily we just give it away to mindless scrolling and things that just don't matter. So the Stoic move here is to become like a fierce guardian of your own time. Be ruthless. If an app is just a time suck, delete it. Gone. When you really need to focus on something, put your phone on silent and literally move it to another room. And try to create some phone-free zones in your day. The first hour after you wake up and the last hour before you sleep are perfect places to start. And Seneca just nails it with this quote. It's so relevant today. Everywhere means nowhere. When you're trying to be everywhere online, reading every post, following every breaking story, scrolling every single feed, you end up being truly present absolutely nowhere. You don't actually digest any of it. I mean, let's be real for a second. The internet is basically an infinite fire hose of, well, crap. Negativity, gossip, outrage bait. It's all designed to get a rise out of you, not to make you a better or smarter person. So a Stoic would be super careful about their digital company, just like their real-life friends. Stop clicking on the cheap clickbait. Unfollow those accounts that just make you feel angry or anxious or jealous. And before you dive into an article or a video, just ask yourself one simple question. Is this going to make me a better person? If the answer is no, just keep scrolling. And this brings us to principle number 3, which is a huge mental shift. It's about going from being a mindless reactor, just getting pulled around by your phone's every whim, to becoming a purposeful, intentional user who is in complete control of the tool. So what does this actually look like? Well, before you even unlock your phone, say what you're doing out loud. I am checking the map. If you catch yourself 10 minutes later scrolling through memes, just stop. Put the phone down. And here's a great little trick. Move every single app off your home screen. Just leave it blank. That way you create a moment of pause. You're forced to think, what do I want to do, instead of just tapping on an icon out of pure habit. Now, what's really amazing about all this is that it's not just some, ancient self-help advice. It's pretty incredible how these Stoic ideas are actually the foundation for some of the most effective, science-backed psychological therapies we have today. I mean, the people who literally invented therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, you've probably heard of it, CBT, they straight up said they got their core ideas from the Stoics. And why? Because that central idea of CBT, that our thoughts, not the things that happen to us, are what cause our feelings, well, that's pure Stoicism, just repackaged for the 21st century. And you can see the family tree right here. It's a direct line. The Stoic practice of examining your judgments. Today, a therapist calls that cognitive restructuring. The Stoic idea of stepping back and seeing your thoughts as just thoughts, not facts. In modern therapy, that's called cognitive diffusion. It's the same exact powerful toolkit, just with different branding. Okay, but here's a really, really important reality check. Stoicism is not a magic shield. It's not a cure-all. And honestly, when it's misunderstood or just applied way too rigidly, it can actually do more harm than good. You know that stiff upper lip version of Stoicism you see online? Well, therapists are pointing out that if you're not careful, it can be a real double-edged sword for your mental health, especially if you don't apply it with some nuance and self-compassion. So the whole point is to avoid these traps. If your approach to Stoicism is making you just bottle up your emotions or isolate yourself or beat yourself up for feeling bad, then you're missing the point. The goal is rational regulation, not robotic repression. And true wisdom, true Stoic wisdom, includes knowing when the most courageous and rational thing you can do is just ask for help. So at the end of the day, it really all boils down to one simple question. Stoicism doesn't tell you to chuck your phone into a river. It just gives you the framework and the tools to make sure that you're the one in charge. So you have to ask yourself, is your phone a tool that you control, or is it a master that you serve?